Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today we're looking at the lovely Whimsy and Wonder Speciality Designer Series paper. I'm really enjoying using this. It's got the most beautiful iridescent sparkles throughout it and just such lovely little images. And I've taken literally a quarter of a sheet and cut out some of the images. Now I've cut out for this particular one the pinks, so we've got, you know, lovely pink baubles, we've got little pink baubles, and I've cut those out. Really quite easy to cut out, it's not a difficult thing to cut out, and we're going to make a fun card with it. But we are going to be using one of the stamp sets as well. So in the autumn winter catalogue, it's on page 25 and you've got the papers down here. I know that some of my subscribers and one lady in particular struggles with colours because she's colourblind, and I always say to her, don't worry, because all of our colours are put underneath, so it's very easy to see what's going to go with what because it's all there for you. So from your background papers to your inks, you know that everything's going to match. The iridescent snowflakes are lovely. This card, we are literally just using a background of Misty Moonlight. We're using Misty Moonlight ink pad, and we're using these papers and one sentiment. So the stamp set we're going to use is Stars Are Shining. Now, as you know, I've been using this a lot as well. Really love it. It comes together with a coordinating punch that punches out lots of pretty stars. This I absolutely loved because my favourite thing in this was Twinkle Twinkle Christmas Star. I think that that's just lovely. But this gives you the hanging part for your ornament. There's ornaments in here, but we're using the paper. So what I have done is I've just sort of laid it out roughly. That's what we're going to do. And I did show you at the beginning of the last video how I'd done this. And then I suddenly thought, we can actually take this, which is the string, and we can actually hang these ornaments up so that they look really beautiful. So what I need to do is I need to take this out of the way first of all, because we don't need our back, and I need to take a piece of scrap because I don't want my top of my stalks to come all over my paper. So we're going to have them roughly at that distance. So I need to get the only colour we're using with this right the way across is going to be the Misty Moonlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up some of the stalk or the hanging, whatever it is, and I need to put this. You have to excuse the shadows, but the light is going so quickly now, the clocks have gone back. So I'm going to move this out of the way, but I want them to be about, so I can move that one out of the way, but I want it to be about there. So let's just press that one down. It's a bit of a rock, hopefully that'll come out nicely. Let's press that down properly. Whoops. Okay, so that's one. So that is then going to go there, perfect, or even a little bit lower. Okay, so then I'm going to put my second one in, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm not taking a huge amount of I'm only inking up sort of half of the stem. And again, I'm just going to put it up so that it comes about where I want it. So it's going to come about there. So that's that one. So you do need to sort of put them as you're moving them along so that then we get them sort of straight. we can have some higher or lower, but I think I'm going to have them all sort of about the same position. Let's take this one in on here. And this last one's going to go in about there. Okay, so we've now got our little hanging baubles in the right place, and I want to then put a sentiment in down on the bottom. So this is going to come in on the top like that. Might have to sort of jiggle them around a little bit, and then I want a sentiment to come in the bottom. So I'm going to have Celebrate the Wonder, because I like that one. Or we could have Be Merry and Bright. Let's have Be Merry and Bright, only because that one happens to be the first one that's come out. So let me just take this one out. I will clean it off. And we can put Be Merry and Bright in on here. Turn it upside down, pick it up. So I pick it up straight. And again, I'm doing it in the Misty Moonlight. I could do it in the Polished Pink, but I just like the Misty Moonlight. So we're going to have this just down at the bottom like that. Be Merry and Bright. Okay. So now I need to get my dimensionals. And we'll get those out. And I think I'm going to use the larger ones, because then I can just have one on each one in the center. So let's just take one on the center of each one. Like that. Okay, and then we can put them whichever way we were going to do them. So we want this one. Okay, so this is going to be the first one. So I can have this one coming through on there. Like that. Then we'll have the next one. It's going to come in like that. So we can put that one through and have that down just a little bit to there. I've got the little one. Oops, take that off. That's going to come in like that. Then we'll have the larger one. It's going to come in like that. And then we'll have this one, which I think is going to be even further apart. So they've come in sort of different directions, but I think that that'll be all right. There we go. So they're sort of hanging differently, but when we then put this onto, take that out of the way, put it onto the nice background, I think it looks really good. Now we could, I did have some tiny scraps of the, I think they're up on here, aren't they, where I've just shaved some pieces off of the edge, and I think that that might add like a, might go across on there, just like a little lintel at the top. I think that might look quite pretty. Just take it in. Yes, it will, because that'll cover that up on there a little bit. So I'm just going to take this. Do I haven't got a, that's a slightly bigger piece, but I think that that's going to be too much on there, isn't it? Yes, we only want a little tiny piece just to give a little semblance of, and we could have it this way to just give a little bit of colour, or we could have it the blue way. I think I'm going to have it the blue way actually. Or do I want it this way? Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I'm going to take this other piece and see on here, because that just gives a little bit more twinkly bit on there. No, that doesn't look right on that one. That one sort of does, but it's not perfect, but it's not too bad actually. I'm toying with doing it with this, which just gives the iridescent little piece at the top, or doing it with the blue. And I think I'm going to go with the iridescent actually, because it's just a tiny little piece. It just goes in on the top and just gives a little bit of colour coming through on there. So I need to just take that down to 5 1/4. Let me just take my thing on here. I'm just going to measure this very quickly. 5 1/4. I think that's about right. I'm trying to see it at a bit of an angle here, but it's quite interesting. It's getting dark so quickly. Right, I'm just going to put this up on here. I am going to have it hanging upwards and down, and then we'll just put a little bit of wet glue in. I've got my wet glue out. Bear with me a second. There it is. I've just put it away. As I was just thinking, oh, I'm going to pack up for tonight, and then I suddenly thought, oh, I'm sure we can use the little hanging strings. So you could put a bit of ribbon or something up on the top if you wanted to. I just think that this, when it's a very tiny strip, I think that works just quite nicely and just gives it a sort of a lintel for it to hang on to. And then we can put this on to here. Whoops. Right. Just do this round the edge. And then that one can go on here. Just gives us a 1/4 inch border, which I think hangs quite prettily. Like that, and then I just need to put it onto a card base in like that, and that gives us a very pretty, very simple, very quick Christmas card. And as I say, you could put some ribbon or something around it, but I just thought for cutting those out to give some little strings on it, just makes it look a bit pretty. So thank you so much, as always, for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I know that a lot of you have, but anybody that's new to my channel, please look at subscribing and hitting the notification button. Everybody who leaves comments, I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you so much. So as always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.